Welcome to NCNM University, formerly known as the National College of Naprapathic Medicine. I'm so excited to share with everyone the changes. We are still a school that teaches naprapathic medicine, particularly the Doctor of Naprapathy program. But now we have other healthcare disciplines and certification programs that we offer. And this is just to expand our family under the umbrella of NCNM University. We have now the Naprapathic Assistant Program, the Pre-Naprapathy Program, Athletic Trainer, Personal Trainer, Massage Therapy, and the Microvascular Professional, an additional certification that could be added on to all of those other certification programs. If you're interested in seeing where NCNM University is heading, keep watching.
Hey, babe. Hi. Just want you to know, thank you for the board for the dishes. How you doing? I'm great. Lindy. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Hi there. Oh, hello. How you doing today? So 3 things. Okay, what is it? Not in any order. This is the mayor of Forest Park.
Dr. Mitchell, you're hard to get a hold of.
Oh my gosh. Dr. Faulkner.
You're so hard to get a hold of.
Thank you. Thank you for
Mayor of Forest Park.
We were going to have.
Hi. Good. Good to see you. Oh my goodness. Good. Every so often I'm in Naperville and I think about you.
Come by.
I'll give you what I'll do.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Stop by. I'm not doing anything.
No, yeah. The last time we saw you, you were in the process of writing a second book.
Yeah,
How'd you do it?
really well. It's been out for a long time. Geez.
Okay.
Now we got a third one done, but we're waiting on layout. So Oakley's in that one because it's the first 23 disciples of Eden Farm.
Oh, dang. Well.
But the layout's not done.
Okay. Yeah.
It is.
So you've been busy.
Yeah.
No.
Some of them.
Yeah, that's all they're trying to do. Not too much.
We're just 6 minutes into.
Hey, but you get one. You know, I always this whole time. When you do that, anyway.
Did you have a table set up? Why don't I just occupy your table for a little bit?
this off mute. Hello, everybody. I'm coming behind the podium. Thank you all so much for celebrating with us this month. I'm going to come from behind the podium so I can come closer. November is American Naprapathy Month. We had proclaimed this for many, many, many years, but the American Naprapathic Association made it so more of a declaration, I would say, back in 2021, with the third week of November being National Naprapath Week and November 16th being National Naprapath Day, historically known as Ligatite Day. So most of the practitioners in the community, we know what that means. So we affectionately call this day Ligatite Day. But to the public, November 16th is National Naprapathic Day to celebrate the practitioners, the people of napropathic medicine, the doctors who've invested their time into this field, that have spent many decades advocating in public health with naprapathic medicine. And so what I do want to mention is that next Saturday, November 16th, for National Naprapath Day, we are having our next Naprofusion Health Fair. It is at Insight Hospital and Medical Center. That's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Those of you may remember at the end of the summer, we had our National Naprofusion there at the hospital as one of the last outdoor summer events for just a little bit after Labor Day, I believe. And so we're going to have another event next Saturday for our day at the hospital, and we invite everyone to come out. Something that will again be live streamed through all of our platforms online, but we still encourage you all to come out. And so we are just having a little coffee and donuts with everything, and the program will be starting shortly, maybe in about 10 minutes. So just hang out with us for a while, and thanks again for tuning in.
But you know what? This is a except for the one obvious.
I love that.
Yes. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yes.
All right, so just in a few moments, we will be starting today's tribute. Just to remind everyone that Naprafusion Health Fair that was from September, we have rebroadcast of that from Inside Hospital and Medical Center on CAN TV, Channel 19. So I want to remind everyone that if you weren't able to make it, we do have a rebroadcast of that the entire month of November. So make sure to go to naprapath.org. You will see that schedule. And we'll be starting shortly. I was just wondering because I usually carry extra water. And then you sit it as
I should get water.
Oh. I hear you. That's all. So everybody. Right. Naprafusion Day.
Perfect. So you can put it
Look at I have everything right. Take lessons and then begin.
Okay, I believe we'll begin now. Those who are coming a little late, it'll be difficult, but hopefully they'll be able to find us. This is the first tribute by the profession of naprapathic medicine at the gravesite of Dr. Oakley Smith, the founder of naprapathic medicine. There was a tribute by the profession back in March of 1968, but that was at the school. That was in the auditorium, which is in the lower level, which was named at that time the Dr. Oakley Smith Auditorium. So the school, NCNM University, which previously was called National College of Naprapathic Medicine. So I want to thank everyone for coming and being a part of this. So before we start, I want to point out this is the headstone of Dr. Oakley Smith. And Dr. Oakley Smith was born in Iowa, discovered what is referred to as the ligotype, which is the fundamental theory behind naprapathic medicine. Discovered that in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, while he was at the American College of Chiropractic and Nature Cures. That was in 1905. The official date is the 16th of November, 1905. In 1908, he decided to come to Chicago. And so the school, the original school, called the Oakley Smith College of Naprapathy, was established, chartered in September of 1908. So since that time, the school there's been other schools, mergers. The current school in Chicago, NCNM University, which was called until recently National College of Naprapathic Medicine, or that Chicago College of Naprapathic Medicine. Now, when he retired in October of 1966, he moved from Chicago with his wife to move to Brownwood, Texas, to live with his son, great sex. And so he passed away in December 1967, but he was brought back here, brought to Forest Home Cemetery. His wife is next. His wife, the real name is Mabel, but she went by the name of Bird, so Mabel Bird Arnold Smith, and just like her husband, she was in Brownwood, Texas. She passed away in 1988, but was brought here, the Forest Park, Forest Home Cemetery. And also are the graves of her parents. So Dr. Oakley Smith's in-laws. So his father-in-law, the Reverend Thomas Arnold, the founder of Woodstock Home for Children, his wife, Teresa. So I was hoping, since we won't be able to do a invocation because I invited Dr. Tina Taylor to do the invocation. And probably like many have arrived but can't find us.
She is here.
Is she here?
She's here.
Oh, where?
But just what you said, the dilemma.
She can't find us. Okay, then maybe we can do a benediction when she arrives. We'll do something at the end. So in honor of the fact that this weekend is Veterans Day, um, we'll say a Pledge of Allegiance, keeping Veterans Day in mind. So, I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to say a few more points about veterans. Now, Dr. Oakley Smith was raised a Quaker, so he did not serve in the military, but his two sons did. His two sons were veterans. His oldest son, Arnold, served in the U.S. Navy and flew amphibious aircraft such as the PB-Y. His second son, Brayton, served in the Army Air Corps, and he flew A-26s, P-40s, and P-38s. But he was such a good pilot in training that he was made an instructor pilot. So that kept him in Texas, where he was born. But he was obviously an outstanding pilot. You have to be an outstanding pilot to be chosen as an instructor pilot. So now I'd like to have Dr. Mary Ellen Boyd come forward, because we're going to put in front of the grave our wreath. Before we put it at the grave, so I just want to say a little bit about our wreath. So we have two key colors here. We have purple and goldenrod. So the yellow is representing goldenrod. Those are the new school colors. So NCNM University. So here we go. Just put that right in. We have a number of honored guests here with us. So we have Forest Park's mayor, the Honorable Lori Hoskins, who's with us. This is probably asking a little bit too much because it's all probably new to you, but it's a nice discovery to know that the Forest Park is intimately connected with the discovery of naprapathic medicine. So if you wish to say something, you can. Just a little, be careful.
On behalf of the Village of Forest Park, I just want to welcome everyone to Forest Home Cemetery for this ceremony today. Dr. Messier is someone I've known through my service here, and we spent a number of Veterans Days together and Memorial Days together. And Forest Park was originally founded as the burial ground for the Chicago area. So a number of outstanding individuals are buried in this community. And simply in my role here, I'm here to support this event and the school in memory of Dr. Oakley Smith. So that's, thank you.
Your Honor, thank you so much for being with us.
I will.
And the Reverend Dr. Tina Taylor has come just in the nick of time. But before we ask her to say an invocation, I wanted to make another note regarding veterans. Why do we have an empty chair there? So the empty chair, right by the American flag, that is in remembrance and honor of our POWs and missing in action. It's very appropriate since we're celebrating also Veterans Day, especially this Monday. So we want to keep them in mind as well, of which there are thousands who are still missing. They're as POWs or missing in action. So with that, the Reverend Dr. Tina Taylor, she is the chairwoman of the board of NCNM University. She's been in that role since 2019, and I've known her for many, many years, and I was hoping you might be able to provide an invitation for us, wherever you want, either there or come see. It's a little rough terrain, so be careful.
Well, I'm just glad to finally made it. Amen. Praise God for directions that I finally figured out how to get here. I actually was way on the other side. This is a huge cemetery. I came on First Avenue. So I got,
It's all right.
but besides that, let me just say I'm actually very glad to still be here and be honored to actually speak on behalf of the NTMU board as the chairman of the board. And just want to take this opportunity to say really a big thank you to Oakley Smith, because without him, we would not be here standing right now as naprapaths. If he had decided to just keep looking and keep searching and keep wondering, how is this affecting the body? What is doing? Why does that move this way? Why does that move that way? If he hadn't to come up with liquor tights, Lord knows, we would not have a profession right now. But we just are grateful for him to have been here. And I'm kind of cool. I think it's cool that he actually has a burial site right there. That's a beautiful thing. And thank you for being here, Faulkner, right?
Timothy Faulkner.
That's Faulkner. Thank you. Thank you for actually doing your book, The Chiropractic Prodigy. I appreciate that. The history was good part, which I enjoyed and everything. But we're here to honor the man, the one and only, who we know for a fact, when we are naprapaths, if we say, have you learned the Oakley Smith method? It's important to know that it's an Oakley Smith method and not some other kind of method that we're dealing with, because that's the original. He's the original, and now we can expand on his original ideas, which is great, and which we have to include a lot more things in regards to nutrition, include a lot more things in regards to joint mobilization, as far as physical therapy. We've expanded and improved upon that, and we should continue to do that as we move forward into the rest of this 21st century. I always said this is the future. I always talk about when I talk to Dr. Griggs, I said, I'm ready for the 24th century. Can you imagine the naprapathy still being around in the 24th century? That's several hundred years from now. But guess what? He probably didn't think the naprapathy would be still around in this century. And it is. So it's great to have that legacy. And I'm just very proud to be here. And thanks, Dr. Metcha, for putting this together. Appreciate it.
So much. It's our first effort. It's our first effort gravesite. And probably the vast majority of doctors of naprapathy don't even know that the gravesite is right here in Forest Park, at Forest Home Cemetery. So we're doing something very significant. As I said, the first tribute by the profession was in March 1968. But to the best of my knowledge, this is the first time that that we're gathered around the gravesite. So we have other dignitaries with us. Dr. Timothy Faulkner And in 2004, I started doing my research. I managed to put some lectures together at the school in terms of the real history of naprapathic medicine and the life of Dr. Oakley Smith. But Dr. Timothy Faulkner, he published a book, and that's a major accomplishment. I have not done that. I wonder, Dr. Faulkner, would you like to say a few things?
Sure, I wrote a call.
So be careful with this.
I'm honored to be here today and pay respects to the work and legacy of Dr. Oakley Smith. Dr. Oakley Smith was a visionary, a healer, pioneer. He dedicated his life to developing and refining the practice of connective tissue healing. Through his work, Dr. Smith brought comfort, relief, and renewed vitality to countless lives, and his legacy endures in the hands and hearts of those who continue his work today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Faulkner did not get much notice, but he made it. So he made it, and so in addition, um, the grandson, Dr. Oakley Smith, Jeff Smith, sent me an email, and I'd like to read it here. I'll speak up. That is, since this is our first time and I'm seeing our little heirs in the States, next time we'll have a PA system so you can hear me. Dr. Metcha, I received the email announcing the tribute to my grandfather, Dr. Oakley Smith. I was very happy and encouraged by this. Naprapaths everywhere should rejoice and be thankful for his finding and teachings, not to mention the countless patients who have been helped by his methods. If I would have been notified sooner, because keep in mind, we just put this together a short time ago and decided there's a lot of reasons why not to do this. You know, it's not enough time and notice for what we did. I would have liked to attend, but hopefully next year. Please enjoy the day and continue to promote naprapathy and the founder, Dr. Oakley Smith. Thanks from the entire Smith family. So we have the current president of NCNM University and the current president of the American Naprapathic Association, Dr. Shante Griggs. Would you, Dr. Griggs, would love to be careful about this ground.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I would like to thank everyone who came out and support today. And again, just as Dr. Mesher said, it was very short notice. We weren't sure if we should do it, but we wanted to do something for American Naprapathy Month. And we thought this would be great to start off the month, a tribute to the founder of Naprapathic Medicine. And I just am very thankful for you, Dr. Mesher, for the history. You've taught me a lot. It allows me to go out and advocate and speak on behalf of naprapathy proudly, confidently, with the knowledge from the history and Dr. Mesher is our historian as well. But because of the time that we've spent at the institution week after week planning, there's so many changes, so much to talk about, not today, but because of the work of Dr. Mesha, that we're able to do this, and we want to be able to make this an annual thing. It will be better. We'll be able to give more notice to everyone. And this is a first for me. I did not know that the gravesite was here. I assumed that it was in Texas where he had passed with his family.
But it's really great to know that it is so close to home and that we can come here and pay tribute and pay homage to the founder of naprapathy. And I'm just very grateful for this medicine. I'm grateful to have founded the institution, the people, the teachers, my fellow naprapaths and board members from the American Naprapathic Association, the school board. This is just an exciting time. And just as my predecessor used to say, and I'm going to say this, it is a great day to be a naprapath. Thank you.
Dr. Griggs, thank you very much. Probably didn't introduce myself correctly. I am the Dean of Academics for NCNM University. And also, I am a retired Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Air Force Medical Service. So that's why Veterans Day is particularly significant for me. Now, we were hoping that Dr. Chikwas would be here. He promised he would. They're probably lost somewhere. Dr. Rapez as well. So we'll try and figure out a better way for next year how to get people here correctly, so they don't have trouble. Because that's why I was thinking we'll meet at the office. I'll lead the way. But anyway, we'll try better next time, next year. And as Dr. Griggs said, yes, we want to make this an annual tribute. So we have other people here. If Dr. Cavender, Dr. Weems, would you, Dr. Coker, anyone would like to say something, please feel free.
Dr. Mitchell.
Yes, of course. Dr. Mary Ellen Boyd.
When Dr. Betcha called me about this tribute, invited me, and then I saw, oh, I'm a guest speaker. So I prepared. So I had Dr. Mary Ellen Boyd, class of 97, and board, on the board, member of the board. So I have fond memories of being in school at the college. I have fond memories of my internship and then being the clinic director. And outside my office as a clinic director is the portrait of Dr. Oakley Smith. And I would be at the school late at night by myself, and I would talk to Dr. Oakley Smith.
I do that too.
Are we doing the right thing? What should we be doing? What can we do? And I would say, but don't answer me. I'm here by myself. It'll freak me out. And he did answer me after, thank goodness. Anyway, so now we are here at the cemetery to honor Dr. Oakley Smith. And I want to ask him about the next chapter of naprapathy. Are we doing the right thing? What should we be doing? Do not answer now. We're in a cemetery and that will freak me out. But we have two incredible historians here, Dr. Metcha and Dr. Timothy Faulkner. And Dr. Faulkner is on his third book. The first one we all know, Dr. Taylor mentioned it, about Dr. Oakley Smith. The third one does mention, too, about Dr. Oakley Smith. So thank you. I can't wait till that comes out. And Dr. Metcha, when is your book coming out?
I've been promising it for the longest time.
Pushing to get it there.
In fact, Jeff Smith, one of the last things he said to me, when is your book coming out? So we will come out with something. But the interesting thing is, even though Dr. Timothy Faulkner and myself independently researched the life of Dr. Oakley Smith, we didn't come up with anything in conflict. So to me, that's science, when you have two independent researchers coming up with very similar results independently. So that's a beautiful thing. So, another thing, just for those who are new friends of ours here, so there's been numerous schools of naprapathic medicine, numerous schools. So we have schools in New Mexico, we have schools in Scandinavia. If we were in Scandinavia, the school, for instance, in Stockholm, Sweden, the school in Norway. In Sweden in particular, the number 2 field of medicine after MD medicine is naprapathic medicine. So all the other fields are third, fourth, but naprapathic medicine is extremely popular in Scandinavia, in particular Sweden, but also China, India, numerous other places. So that is part of Dr. Oakley Smith's legacy. I was wondering if I can conclude. So one last appeal for anyone who wishes to say anything, you can. I'm sorry, I probably have, don't want to embarrass anyone. But I was wondering if I can ask Dr. Taylor to come forward and read for us the naprapathic oath. We have, we do have copies. Yes. Okay. And what are we trying to read about?
You got it.
In fact,
It's good enough. I can do it.
this might even be easier to read.
Okay. Is everyone joining in?
Now, everybody should have a copy of the Naprapathic Oath in your programs.
I have one.
Does everyone have one? Okay.
All righty.
So Dr. Taylor, when you're ready.
Okay. What we're going to do now is you don't have to repeat out loud, but in your heart, just know that this is the oath that we take second when we leave and graduate. Naprapathic oath states, I hereby pledge that I will keep this oath and stipulation. At this time, I vow to devote my professional life to the service of all mankind through the profession of naprapathy. I adopt the naprapathic principles for the benefit of humankind according to my ability and judgment and not for a disservice. I will not give drug therapy as a treatment protocol, although I may be knowledgeable of such or be asked of me, nor will I counsel such. I will not attempt surgery in any form, but leave this to be done by those that are practitioners of such art. I will consider the welfare of humanity and the relief of human suffering as my primary concerns. I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure pain relief and optimal health outcomes for the patients I serve. I will keep abreast of developments and maintain professional competencies in my profession of naprapathy. I will maintain the highest principle of moral, ethical, and legal conduct. I will embrace and advocate change in the profession of naprapathy that improves patients' care. With honesty and sincerity, I will practice naprapathy in service to the public, without distinction of race, color, or creed. I take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public. Now, if you just stop for a minute, I just read a whole bunch of words, but I want you to think about the words that were just said. If you think about the words that just got spoken, and when you read this in your private time, I just want you to be in awe of what you have been taking, that you as a naprapath and those who are watching have taken on. This is not a fly-by-night oath. It's not a fly-by-night profession. It's a real profession with real results. For those of us who've been around for at least 20 plus more years, we know our patients get real results. I want you to really honor the words. I love these words. Now, I got the older version, but these words are good too. And I want you to know I have my oath up on the wall where I practice, because that's how important it is. And then sometimes I got something maybe some of you guys do not have. I have a quote unquote definition of what naprapathy is, defined back in the day. But when you look at those words too, Again, they're powerful. We have to realize what we say and who we are powerful individuals who are commanding not only respect from every profession out there, but our patients truly respect us. They find us when we're needed. Believe that. When someone says, I'm in pain, and they've gone through everybody else for a minute, and when they finally hit your doorstep and on your table, guess what you do? 50% of their pain gone, minimally. And then they come back and get the rest of it tweaked. But remember, we have a responsibility, which is what this says. I take these vows, not only do I take them voluntarily, but with full realization of the responsibility. We have a responsibility because we have been entrusted by the public to do the best work we know how to do. Okay, I didn't mean to say all that, but you got it.
Dr. Taylor, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. So that concludes our tribute ceremony. And any last words for the welfare of all assembled here? Well, in that case, I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank our honored guests, the Honorable Rory Hoskins, the Mayor of Forest Park, Dr. Timothy Faulkner, for all short notice, by the way, but they came. And that means a lot. It really means a lot. So next year, we have a whole year to plan for next year. So this was our first time. So we know what we could do better. And anyone who wants to tell me how we could do things better, feel free.
Thank you, Dr.
Amen.
Smith, for inviting us.
Thank you.
Nice to
So
see
much.
you.
We'll see you Monday.
Thanks for your service.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Mary.
All right, everyone, this concludes, for those online watching, again, this concludes our tribute ceremony. And thank you all for joining in. We'll see you all next Saturday for Naprofusion on National Naprapath Day. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Contest.
That's me, so. Your book readily available?